Welcome to today's deep dive. You're ready to explore some of 2024's most mind-blowing scientific discoveries. It's been a year packed with breakthroughs, and I'm excited to unpack it all.
Absolutely. It's incredible how far we've come this year.
Yeah, for sure. And we've got some seriously fascinating stuff to dig into. Research articles, observations, even a news report about a totally new species.
This deep dive is going to be a whirlwind tour of cutting-edge science.
Okay, so let's jump right in. I gotta say, the research on mapping the entire brain of a fruit fly blew me away. It sounds straight out of science fiction.
I know, right? Mapping every connection between over 139,000 neurons, that's 50 million connections, like creating a detailed roadmap of a fly's every thought and action.
Whoa. So we're talking about actually being able to see how a fly's brain processes information.
It's a monumental achievement.
It must have been incredibly complex.
Oh, absolutely. The sheer scale of it was a huge challenge.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Think about the computational power needed to analyze and map millions of connections. The researchers had to develop some seriously innovative techniques and algorithms to handle that massive data set.
So what can this tell us about the human brain? Can we directly apply these findings?
It's not quite a one-to-one translation. Human brains are obviously far more complex.
Right, of course.
But this research gives us fundamental insights into how neural circuits work, how information is processed, how behavior is generated.
So like a blueprint for understanding the basic principles of brain function.
Exactly. And these principles apply across different species.
Okay, I see. What kind of real-world applications could this research lead to?
Oh, the possibilities are huge. Think new treatments for neurological disorders,
Wow.
more intelligent AI systems, even a deeper understanding of consciousness itself.
It's mind-blowing that studying something as tiny as a fly's brain could unlock such massive potential.
Exactly. It just shows you the power of scientific inquiry.
For sure. And speaking of amazing brain research, there's another breakthrough. I want to talk about the role of SUMO proteins in neural stem cell development.
Ah, yes. Fascinating stuff.
Okay, got to be honest. SUMO proteins, I'm drawing a blank here. What exactly are they?
Think of them as tiny molecular switches that attach to other proteins. They can modify how these proteins behave.
Interesting.
And what scientists discovered is that when these SUMO proteins attach to neural stem cells, it can drastically change how those cells develop and function.
Hold on. So these tiny switches can control the fate of stem cells.
In a way, yes. Neural stem cells have the potential to become any type of brain cell. And by manipulating the attachment of SUMO proteins, scientists might be able to guide these cells to develop into specific types of neurons.
Okay, so what could that mean in terms of treatments and therapies?
The implications are huge. It could lead to revolutionary new therapies for neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's.
You mean like regenerate damaged brain cells?
Potentially, yes. It's a really exciting area of research.
Definitely. And it makes me think about how AI is being used to accelerate drug discovery, too. Are those two areas connected at all?
Oh, absolutely. AI is transforming pretty much every field of science. Neuroscience and drug development are right at the forefront.
I can see how AI would be a game changer in those fields.
AI can analyze massive data sets, identify patterns, make predictions that would take humans years, even decades to uncover.
That's incredible.
And it's already happening. AI is being used to analyze brain scans, pinpoint biomarkers for diseases like Alzheimer's. That means earlier diagnosis, earlier intervention.
So it sounds like AI is becoming a critical tool in the fight against these devastating diseases.
Absolutely. And it's not just about analysis. AI is also being used to screen millions of chemical compounds to identify potential new drug candidates.
Wow, so it's really speeding up the whole drug discovery process.
Significantly. It's really exciting to see how these technologies are coming together to advance healthcare.
It is. It's really remarkable. But all this talk about the complexity of brains and AI makes me curious about other scientific frontiers. What else has been happening out there in the world of discovery?
One of the most exciting developments, I think, has to be in xenotransplantation.
Oh yeah, xenotransplantation.
Specifically, pig-to-human organ transplants.
That was huge news this year. The first successful transplant of a pig kidney into a human. I remember reading about that. Can you remind me how that even works?
It all boils down to gene editing.
Gene editing.
Scientists used CRISPR-Cas9 technology to modify pig genes. They make their organs more compatible with the human immune system.
Okay.
So they basically delete the genes that trigger the human immune response. That's how they prevent organ rejection.
Wild. So it's kind of like creating custom-made organs,
Exactly.
specifically designed to work in the human body.
Precisely. And this could be a total game changer for the future of organ transplantation.
Also.
Well, think about it. Millions of people around the world are on organ transplant waiting lists.
Right.
And the demand just keeps growing. Xenotransplantation could provide a practically unlimited source of organs.
Whoa.
We could be talking about saving countless lives.
That's incredible.
Uh,
But are there any concerns about using animal organs in humans? Ethical concerns?
of course there are.
Yeah.
And potential risks that we need to address very carefully. We need to evaluate the long-term safety and efficacy of xenotransplantation through clinical trials.
Makes sense.
But the early results are really promising.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It really is. All this talk about brains and AI and these complex organs, it makes me think about all the other incredible discoveries out there about the natural world. What else has been going on?
Well, one exciting discovery actually happened right here on Earth.
Oh,
In the Western Ghats of India, scientists discovered a brand new species of snake.
what? A new snake species. I mean, in this day and age, are there really still undiscovered species out there?
Absolutely. This one is called Vasuki indicus. It's a non-venomous colubrid snake with unique markings and its own distinct DNA profile.
That's so cool. It's a reminder that there's still so much to learn about our planet.
It definitely highlights the incredible biodiversity out there and how important it is to keep exploring and protect these ecosystems.
For sure. Okay, so we've talked about major advances in neuroscience, this huge breakthrough in organ transplantation, and even a new species discovery. What do you think? What's the big takeaway connecting all these discoveries?
Well, I think the common thread is really the relentless pursuit of knowledge. It's about the potential of human ingenuity.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Whether we're mapping the brain of a tiny fly or engineering organs to save lives or exploring new corners of the planet, it all comes back to pushing the boundaries of what we know and what's possible.
It's inspiring to see how far we've come in just 1 year.
I agree.
But to be honest, it's also a little bit overwhelming. I mean, where do we go from here? What's next?
That's the beauty of science, right? It's this never-ending journey of discovery. Every breakthrough opens up a whole new set of possibilities, leading to more questions, new challenges, even more profound discoveries.
It really makes you wonder what incredible things await us in the years to come.
It really does. What do you think? What's one area of science you're most excited to see progress in the near future?
Oh, that's a tough one. I guess if I had to pick just one, it'd be a deeper understanding of consciousness.
Consciousness.
Yeah. Imagine unlocking the secrets of how our brains create subjective experience. Self-awareness, the feeling of what it's like to be alive.
That would be groundbreaking.
It would be. It really would. It's amazing to think about all the mysteries that are still out there, just waiting to be solved. Feels like we're just scratching the surface.
We are, absolutely. And that's what makes it such an exciting time to be involved in science, This sense of wonder and possibility.
It's contagious. I hope our listeners are feeling that too. So for anyone out there who's feeling inspired to learn more about these discoveries, where would you recommend they start?
Follow your curiosity. There's so much information available online. In libraries, scientific publications.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Connect with experts. Get involved in discussions.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
I always find that talking about these discoveries with other people, it helps me wrap my head around it all. And it sparks even more questions.
Exactly. Science is all about collaboration. The more we share our knowledge and ideas, the faster we can move forward.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Uh,
Well, as we wrap up this deep dive into 2024's groundbreaking discoveries, I want to thank you for joining us and sharing your expertise.
my pleasure. Always happy to talk about science.
And to our listeners, thank you for being here. Keep those minds curious and never stop questioning the world around you.
Until next time.